What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
The California Highway Patrol backed off because behind it, and I'm sure LAPD is aware of it. And hey, there's a pursuit, we should go. Really, really close. And this, this reckless driving continues a moment or two ago. It is a Rolls, has the horsepower to match that type of performance that you expect from a
them out.
Bad boys,
and
you'll see the difference now. If we change it, you'll know how. Nothing ever stays the same.
Bring the funk back.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys.
Bring the funk back.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Trying to make a U-turn right here.
No.
It's going to get boxed in. It's going to get boxed in.
Yep.
By the
this is
polar
what
bear.
I'm talking about.
Oh, and straight
Ventura
in the middle.
Yep, the California Highway Patrol, Ventura, they do not play. I told you that earlier on, and they are really showing it to us again right there. And again, this is, somebody might say, oh, that was it's not. You saw what this guy was doing. You saw those carjackings. We hopefully, thank goodness, there wasn't anybody in any of those other cars. But right now, that van, stuck-ish. But is it shut down? Is the engine off? Is this person complying? I don't know. And if he decides to run and crashes into another officer, hands are out.
Hands are out. It looks like finally he will surrender. So this is the Moore Park Road exit in Thousand Oaks, right off the 101. That was quite the showing of force from Ventura Police and also CHP. Ventura Police are involved, right? Or the Sheriff's Department?
No, this is just going to be the California Highway Patrol. California Highway Patrol. This is going to be the Ventura division of them.
Do what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait. It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back. Bring the funk back.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
Along the 10 freeway, there is a driver and a passenger in the front seat there. Heavily tinted windows preventing us from seeing very clearly in the back seat. However, you can see some clear damage along the front bumper, and the left side of that vehicle has clearly scraped something and is now making a northbound turn just north of the 10 freeway, preparing to bail. There is a PD look at that, jumping out of the moving vehicle and running for it. The vehicle keeps moving as Glendale PD moves into position here. They're right behind him, just a few blocks back. Also an airship overhead, as well as the two suspects, driver and passenger, run down the block through a driveway onto private property, looking for a hiding spot, somebody in the front yard there, as they continue to run into the backyard looking for an entry point into that building, into that home, possibly a multifamily home here, as they look for an open window or an open door, trying to hide out. Again, Glendale PD does have eyes from above. There are units now coming into the frame here momentarily. This is an apartment building. Suspects are now hiding out in the area of Washington and Arlington near Jefferson Park. You can see that gray vehicle right there. Heavily tinted windows. The suspects jumped out while the vehicle was still moving. The vehicle rolled into that parked car, and then the two suspects ran into what we believe is an apartment building right there. But by now, they could certainly be almost anywhere in this general area. There's not enough manpower down there to really isolate these two or form any kind of an effective perimeter. So the opportunity to hide and potentially escape is very real and very possible, unless they have information that we don't have. In many cases, law enforcement does have more intelligence at their disposal, and so for that reason, we are seeing them continue making an effort here to surround this group of homes along 21st Street and Cimarron. This is all Glendale PD at this point, both uniformed and unmarked cars involved in this pursuit. And they have all converged here on this pair of apartment buildings.
Bad boys, what
By that truck.
What you gonna do?
Hopping over the fence,
when they come for
in front of the house.
Bad boys,
Find him.
what you
Here he
gonna
comes
do?
out of the vehicle.
Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
you know how. Nothing ever stays the same. Once you let it change. It's like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
What authorities want to do with this person heading southbound on the 110.
Yeah, and he is coming up to the, is he on the 5 at this point? No, he's still on the 1. He just passed the 5, so he stayed on the 110, so he's in the Elysian Park area right now. And as you mentioned, lots of cars on the road right now. Like, as you said, almost lunchtime. He will be passing through the tunnel, and we'll have to see what happens then. But you see there's a little bit of traffic on there. He's not driving as quickly as he was or as fast as he was earlier. He's in the 60-mile-per-hour range, so not too bad right now. And I don't know if we can pull back and see if the CHP has resumed tailing this vehicle. There's no sign of them at this time.
Well, there's the helicopter, there's the airship. Now we see a quick move off to the right, so it looks as if he might be leaving the freeway, which our map says that's the Stadium Way. So he's near Dodger Stadium at this point and off the freeway. So we're going to see, this is when it gets, you know, somewhat scary for people to pull out in front of a vehicle who's showing such disregard. Now he's into oncoming traffic. The road there, pretty rough, but let's see where this is going to go, because now you can see he's running adjacent to the freeway, which that's the traffic that we were talking about that we thought he might be getting into.
Just trying to avoid that traffic. And we have Bruce Thomas, law enforcement expert, on the phone with us. Bruce, thank you for joining us for all of these pursuits, because we really appreciate your insight. What do you make of this so far, the fact that CHP has pulled back?
Yeah, well, good afternoon, Philip and Giovanna. What we have is, you have a vehicle which Rolls-Royces typically weigh a lot, and they're very, very durable. And I think CHP has pulled back just because we've seen a wanton disregard for public safety by this driver, both on the freeway and now off the freeway.
Well, and we're watching the way he's passing vehicles into oncoming traffic against right there. Somebody's not going to be expecting that turn when they're making a turn. So now we're seeing this person again. This is down near that 110 where you're exiting the freeway to go near Dodger Stadium, but now approaching Sunset Boulevard. So everybody's familiar with this, anybody who has driven through there. So it can get difficult to navigate this space with this type of traffic during this time of day. We're approaching lunchtime now, and this driver is going against traffic, freely turning whenever he wants to turn or she wants to turn. And Bruce, I think that shot right there showed what you're talking about. This vehicle is so heavy, it's going to continue going the direction that it is. So when he makes these turns, you can see he drifts into other lanes. It's not a sporting vehicle. It is a luxury vehicle that has a lot of power, but is not made for driving in this manner.
That's correct. I mean, Rolls-Royces typically, they weigh a lot. They're very smooth on the road. They're made for comfort, not for this type of driving. And we're seeing now also people are watching through social media or TV. They're coming out to watch this.
Yeah, we have seen that in the past. That is for sure. And
oh my goodness, into oncoming.
Right. Ooh. Okay. There it is.
Okay, so this
that
is
was a very, very close call.
And luckily, people saw it coming, but he went into that left turn. That wasn't even a left turn lane. So now we're stuck in downtown. And again, is he going to? I thought for a second there that was on a one-way street. But see that turn again? Again, it's these wide turns. Now he's pulling a U-turn to go back the other direction. And you can get really lost in this part of town.
And there are people crossing the street.
This is the problem at lunchtime. So CHP has included LAPD in this because clearly now he made off the freeway.
Right turn on a street.
Now he's under that walkway there.
He went into a parking structure.
Well, it's a parking structure, or isn't that a street that comes out on the other side?
A real question here as to what the original one is. That'll dictate how they proceed. Is there a known weapon in there? Is it simply a traffic stop, or is this a stolen vehicle? All of those things we should find out here in the next couple of minutes, some of those answers. But right now we have no idea what this vehicle is wanted for or what they know about the suspects inside of this vehicle.
Look at him just going past 5 lanes of freeway and now going to the shoulder of the road. I don't know if he's approaching some exit coming up, Chris, but
trying to get around that big rig too. Is this an exit here? Or
it is an exit. It is an exit. He's getting off of the 105 freeway. That's going to be Bellflower Boulevard, a wild left turn at the red light there onto southbound Bellflower Boulevard. Another opportunity to get back on the freeway. Could make a right or a left, or could go straight through and continue southbound on Bellflower. At these speeds, they could possibly consider that pit maneuver again until he pushes the pedal, which has been the pattern here. Every time that lead primary unit gets right behind him, he starts to really move much quicker, and you can see as he's maneuvering through these intersections, very little braking going on, so you can only hope that as he continues this behavior and this wild driving, that he doesn't encounter much cross traffic, because that's a recipe for disaster, the way he's speeding through these intersections.
Right, a heavy vehicle going 80 miles an hour on residential streets.
Bellflower at 86 miles per hour. Let's show you those spike strips, by the way. They're aggressively trying to look at the top of your screen. You're going to see a deputy right there. That was the first one, I think, right?
On the sidewalk, on the sidewalk. He's on the sidewalk now, back on Bellflower. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, he jumped off over the curb onto the sidewalk, now into oncoming lanes, making a wild left. Look at this, barely braking for these wild turns now in a residential area on surface streets here. Potter Street and a very, very narrow block here. Potter Street coming up on Cabell Avenue here in Downey. You can see this is a residential neighborhood with a number of dead ends and cul-de-sacs, so it'll be interesting to see if he knows his way around this. More than likely, he may very well end up caught in one of those dead ends, but we'll see, because just in the last couple of minutes that we've been watching this suspect, they're really, the turns have been so last minute and so random. I just don't feel like he's got a real clear destination.
And the passenger looks like she's just on her cell phone. You know, this is a scary part. When I guess you could call your friends if they live in this area to keep the kids inside, because, you know, kids are outside after school, walking home.
That's right. And
we're hearing.
Sorry about that.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Alan. Yeah, you were just about to say, I think we're getting word now to some of those questions. We can now say that this is a reported, unreported stolen vehicle. So it's a stolen vehicle that has not been reported by the owner yet. That is the report that's coming out from the LA County Sheriff's Department. So they are dealing with a grand theft auto suspect. Earlier, we had at least 2 or 3 units behind him, but it's notable how many units they have in position along the way here, enough so that we've seen at least 2 separate spike attempts. Whether those units happen to be in the right place at the right time, or they were setting up for that, because again, these turns have been so random. Very hard to set up for a spike strip when you don't know the suspect is going, and there hasn't been any real established by the driver, but nonetheless they were able to attempt those 2 spike strips. Both of them, I think, fell short, and now he's continuing through another busy intersection here at Woodruff and Alondra Boulevard.
Yeah, all this going on during rush hour traffic, pretty heavy traffic at that, and these various intersections. You see all the cars lined up. Boy, this could end badly if he continues on this route. And just the speeds alone, on Woodruff 86 miles an hour, Bellflower 86, Studebaker 95 miles an hour, Rosecrans 75 miles per hour. Very dangerous pursuit going on here. I wonder if they're thinking about a spike strip again. He's flying right now, 92.
Yeah, wow.
90 miles per hour and not even slowing down for these red lights. And even at the green lights, it's still just as dangerous. When you're going these speeds through red lights and stop signs, it's a recipe for disaster. Can't stress enough at these speeds and the lack of braking, the refusal to even slow down as easy. barely managed to keep control of the vehicle for some of these turns. They've been so wild, and there's a right turn. He slowed down a little bit for that one, but a lot of these turns have just been taken so fast, so easy to lose control, especially even a compact SUV like that is still top heavy and still easier to lose control. But in any event, a much more quiet street here, Artesia Boulevard, with a little bit less traffic. We'll see if he continues at these speeds, because that may be an opportunity. If there's if it eases up on traffic, they may find a possible opportunity to pit the vehicle. But here comes another busy intersection and some more moderate traffic up ahead here. Again, LA County Sheriff helicopter still following right above him at a relatively low altitude, and you can see weaving through the little bit of traffic that's in his way here, barely slowing down at all for these intersections.
Right. We showed you those spike strips that happened a couple of times. They were unsuccessful. And here...
On the sidewalk again.
This is, yeah, we were just going to say, running some video on the right-hand side, was that...
Look at this, another spike, another spike.
He went, just overshot just a little bit.
Overshot the spike toss. You can now see 5 black and whites right behind him, and he had to pull that spike just fast enough so that none of those deputies ran over the spikes, and it appears that they were able to avert that. But it just looked like he tossed it a little bit too hard, and it just missed the spikes on the strip. And so now the pursuit continues. Got to give it to these deputies. Look at this. He's coming back for more. He's going back. Look at this. He's snaking right through those oncoming officers back towards the spike strip. Let's see if that officer has another opportunity to lay down that spike strip. He may not have another opportunity, but if he does, we'll catch it here in just a second. I think we may have already... Well, no, here it comes. Here comes another attempt, maybe? Nope. And it looks like they put the spikes away. We're not ready for that U-turn. And look at him, over the median. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He has no regard for property or life here. He is just desperate to get away. Look at this, foot bailing in the middle of the intersection. Look at this, right into a city bus, Long Beach Transit, as he crashes into a Long Beach Transit bus. Both suspects running in front of the bus into a shopping center, now with their hands up, deputies in foot pursuit here. And now they've got their guns drawn, tasers drawn, a slew of deputies chasing these two into that shopping center. Here is suspect number 2. I believe that's the passenger being taken down there by LA County Sheriff's Lakewood deputy.